The Hahuan sect. The annual sect competition was underway. My green tea junior brother, who had joined only 2 months ago, turned to look at me provocatively. Eldest senior brother, do you dare suppress your cultivation to the same realm as mine for a match? At that moment, I had only just transmigrated into this world and was still a bit dazed. Up on the stage, my glamorous Shurzuan's eyes lit up, and he stood up excitedly. This peerless Shurzuan was hailed as the #1 beauty in the entire cultivation world. Dressed in a flowing white gown, his eyes were twinkling like little stars. Yay, your junior brother is challenging you. Go on, get up there. Yay, you're the best, Shurzuan believes in you. The entire venue erupted. What? A junior brother at the Chi refining stage dares to challenge the eldest senior brother, who was at the tribulation transcendence stage. Even if they are in the same realm, he'd still be totally obliterated, wouldn't he? Has he gone mad, or have we? I looked at the crowd below, then at Shurzuan on the high platform acting like a little fangirl, and I stumbled, nearly tripping over my own feet. Memories of the original novel came flooding back like a tidal wave. It turned out I had transmigrated into a book titled The Glamorous Shurzuan Only Wants to Cuddle with His Eldest Disciple. And I was that eldest senior brother, one of the 2 male leads? In the original story, the eldest senior brother had no idea that Shurzuan was actually a 9-tailed demon fox. Even less did he know that Shurzuan was actually male. The original eldest senior brother had been completely spellbound by Shurzuan's beauty. As for this junior brother, he claimed to be the child of destiny and was the primary antagonist of the book. He was determined to claim the glamorous Shurzuan for himself. The culture of the Hahuan sect was incredibly bizarre. The weaker and more aggrieved one appeared, the more they were pampered. Having spent 2 months in the sect, the junior brother had already mastered this tactic. His plan for this competition was to lose at the hands of the eldest senior brother. Then, he would play the victim to win Shurzuan's pity. Little did he know that in the original book, the eldest senior brother was even more shameless. Despite being able to win easily, the senior brother had intentionally lunged into the junior brother's blade. Shurzuan had been heartbroken, wailing uncontrollably as he held the blood-drenched eldest senior brother in his arms. He turned around and pointed at his junior brother, scolding loudly. Evil disciple! Your senior brother let you off, yet you dared to strike him fatally? Kneel before me at once. The junior brother was stunned. His place in the master's heart was already negligible, and now he had completely incurred the master's resentment. From then on, his situation in the sect grew increasingly difficult. In contrast, the senior brother spent his days with the master in tender affection, like a pair of celestial lovers. The very air of the entire sect felt sweet. Jealousy drove the junior brother to madness. He repeatedly slandered and framed the senior brother, but instead of winning the master's favor, he only deepened the bond between the master and the senior brother. In the end, the junior brother was expelled from the sect and became a wandering cultivator. But true to his fate as the chosen one, half a year later, he stumbled upon an ancient artifact, the 10,000 demon immortal pearl, in a secret realm. With this artifact, he could suppress or even enslave the entire. On the day the original senior brother and the beautiful master were to celebrate their great joy, the junior brother led 100,000 to storm the Hahuan sect and seize the bride. The sect was bathed in blood, with corpses littering the ground. Under the suppression of the 10,000 demon immortal pearl, the master's power was reduced to less than a tenth. At the critical moment of life and death, the master turned to the senior brother, tears welling in her eyes, her gaze filled with sorrow. Yea! Only by devouring your heart can I save the sect. However, I will never do such a thing. Yea, even if I die, I will die with you. The original senior brother, captivated by the master's deliberate seduction, was utterly devoted to her. Upon hearing these suggestive words, he didn't hesitate to tear out his own heart and present it to the master, dying in her arms. No! Ah! I want all of you to bury my yea with me. The 9-tailed demon fox, overcome with grief, let out a heart-wrenching roar. It swallowed the heart of its beloved with hatred and successfully ascended to the immortal realm. The master furiously killed the junior brother, seized the 10,000 demon immortal pearl, and became the new leader of the entire. Countless people were obsessed with the tragic, deep love between our master and senior brother, sobbing their hearts out. But I was cursing up a storm. This senior brother was manipulated by the master like a puppet, and he didn't even know until his death that the master was a nine-tailed fox and a male one at that? And he still willingly gave up his heart to help the fox attain enlightenment? Isn't this just fraud? Right now, looking at the master's affectionate, star-like eyes, my stomach churned violently. I'm a straight man, for God's sake, you actually want to turn me gay? Since the junior brother is infatuated with the master, fine. As the senior brother, I'll certainly help them get together. A cross-dresser and a total green tea, they're perfect for each other, locked tight. The master on the stage saw me spacing out, flew down, and hooked my arm. A faint fox stench shot straight to my forehead. The nausea I'd barely suppressed surged back. Yay, are you scared? The junior brother laughed too. Senior brother, if you don't dare to compete, you can just admit defeat. Then the sect tournament champion will be me. I looked at the male fox on my left, then at the little green tea on my right. Junior brother, are you sure you want to challenge me? Do you need me to go easy on you? The junior brother's eyes immediately reddened, looking soft and fragile. Senior brother, how could you think that of me? Are you humiliating me? You already suppressing your cultivation to fight me is enough of a favor. I know my talent isn't as good as yours, but I never want you to go easy. I just want to grow stronger to protect Master well, please, senior brother, let me try. Tears glistening in his eyes, he gazed tenderly at the stunning master. I'll do my absolute best, I won't shame the sect or master. With his manipulative, innocent words, he cast himself as the wronged underdog, making me look like a petty senior brother. Sure enough, even the way master looked at me dimmed a little. She let go of my hand and silently stepped to the side. I didn't care, nor did I offer an explanation, I simply took it as a tacit admission. This was exactly the result I wanted. I certainly didn't want to be targeted by that male fox. That guy's cultivation is unfathomably deep. If he ever tried to force himself on me, I'd rather bash my head against a wall and die. I decisively suppressed my cultivation to the 5th level of chi refining. Seeing this, my junior brother's expression grew even more smug. Eldest senior brother, please guide me. Take this. I raised my sword and let out a great shout. Wait. Junior brother's movements came to a jarring halt. My long sword was already at his face. Junior brother turned pale with shock. If he were struck by this, wouldn't he ascend to heaven on the spot? Eldest senior brother is trying to take my life. In his haste, he desperately pulled back his sword to parry. With a boom, a surge of immense force traveled through the long sword. His right arm nearly snapped on the spot. Junior brother was sent flying like a kite with a broken string, hitting the ground with a heavy thud and spitting out a large mouthful of blood. He glared at me fixedly. Eldest senior brother, you have no martial ethics. You used a sneak attack. You're despicable. I slowly sheathed my sword. Junior brother, you've got it all wrong. Wait is the name of my sword. You were the one who chose to stop, who else can you blame? As soon as those words were spoken, not only was junior brother dumbfounded, but the entire audience froze. How could eldest senior brother be so shameless? Overcome by fury, junior brother spat out another large mouthful of blood. Lying on the ground, junior brother's eyes flickered. Should he just admit defeat right here? No. To be defeated in a single move, this is too humiliating. Master will definitely be disappointed. At this thought, the junior brother gritted his teeth and stood up unsteadily, his face filled with stubbornness. Eldest senior brother, again. Holding his sword, he charged at me once more. Spiritual energy surged wildly within him, and an invisible pressure billowed in all directions, sending sand and stones flying. I drew my sword again and gave a loud shout. After peeping at junior sister bathing, I Junior brother's movements came to an abrupt halt as he asked in confusion. "What happened to you?" My sword was already resting against his neck. "Idiot. That's the second name I gave to my sword. Try to have some sense next time, junior brother." As I finished speaking, my palm had already slammed into his chest. Asterisk crack. Asterisk junior brother flew out like a cannonball and smashed into the ground with a thunderous crash. The earth cracked beneath him like a spiderweb. At least 6 of his ribs were broken. He lay on the ground, eyes bulging and mouth gasping, looking like a goldfish tossed onto dry land. You. A dead silence fell over the crowd. When the other disciples saw junior brother's miserable state, they were instantly filled with heartache. Eldest senior brother. He is so heartless. How could he strike junior brother so ruthlessly? Junior brother is so frail, yet he crippled him in just 2 moves? Exactly. How could eldest senior brother be so vicious? Junior brother looks so kind. I slowly sheathed my sword, a look of total innocence on my face. "Oh dear, junior brother, I'm so sorry. Your eldest senior brother didn't control his strength properly." Junior brother lay on the ground, coughing up blood violently. He struggled to lift his head and cried out to Master in accusation. "Master, eldest senior brother. He hit me so hard. And he just admitted to peeping at junior sister while she was bathing. How could such a despicable and shameless person be worthy of being our eldest senior brother? Master, you must seek justice for me. Asterisk why? Asterisk." Master's beautiful face turned deathly pale, and with a single palm strike, she blasted a towering tree beside the martial arts arena into fine powder. Cold eyes stared fixedly at me. "By ye! Did you really peek at your junior sister bathing?" I turned my head to look at those peach blossom eyes brimming with rage and feigned panic. "Ma! Master, I didn't do it on purpose. I won't ever do it again." As soon as those words left my mouth, the entire venue erupted. The female disciples' faces turned crimson, their eyes spitting fire. Eldest senior brother actually admitted it? Eldest senior brother really did peek at junior sister bathing? I was wondering why I saw a sneaky figure near the hot springs last time. I didn't even have any clothes on, and when I chased him out, he was gone. So it was you all along, eldest senior brother. Master, you must seek justice for your disciple. I glanced at the junior sister who had spoken. Holy crap! Junior sister Sue, with your 300-pound frame and face full of acne, you're claiming I peeked at you bathing? Don't you have any self-awareness? I was fuming. You can slander my character, but how dare you question my taste? If an uncle can tolerate it, this eldest senior brother certainly cannot. Looking at the white-tipped, fist-sized acne on her face, my stomach churned. In my opinion, you shouldn't be called Sue Changa, you might as well change your name to Sue Beiji. Junior sister Sue was so livid she nearly fainted. Her hand trembled as she pointed at me, unable to speak for a long time. You. Seeing this, little junior brother spoke up weakly. Master, you heard it. Eldest senior brother admitted it himself. Master, please don't blame eldest senior brother. He was just momentarily confused. After saying this, he quickly coughed up 2 more mouthfuls of blood, looking truly pitiable. Master glared at me huffily, then hurriedly rushed over and gathered little junior brother into her arms. Little junior brother stiffened for a moment. His aggrieved expression immediately turned into ecstasy. Finally, it turned into the smugness of "I've hit the jackpot." As he leaned in Master's arms, he seemed to catch a whiff of body odor and frowned slightly. But this slight discomfort was quickly suppressed by him. The junior brother's lips curved slightly, and he gave me a triumphant glance. Master. I'm fine. Please don't blame senior brother. Master looked down at the junior brother in her arms, reaching out to gently wipe the blood from the corner of his mouth. Don't speak. I'll take you back to heal your wounds right away. After she finished speaking, she lifted the junior brother up in a princess carry. Master's white skirt fluttered, her 3,000 strands of black hair moving without wind. She was as beautiful as an AI, nothing like a real person. The junior brother buried his face in Master's fair, tender neck, the tips of his ears flushed red. Mas. Master. It's so good to have you. Silly. The junior brother yawned and buried his face even deeper. He still didn't forget to turn back and cast a provocative glance at me. Watching their receding figures, I let out a long sigh of relief. Good, very good, as long as the junior brother is with Master. This male fox won't pester me anymore. I was thinking ly when a shrill wail suddenly came from behind me. Master! You can't leave, Master! That 300-pound junior sister lunged forward, seemingly trying to grab Master's skirt. But her foot stumbled, and she crashed heavily to the ground. The entire training ground shook violently from the impact. She looked up, crying her heart out. Ah! Master! Senior brother peeked at me taking a bath. You haven't settled this for me yet. I jumped 2 steps to the side, keeping my distance from her. Junior sister Beiji, I cleared my throat. Your senior brother isn't blind. Su Chang's eyes widened, and she stared at me through gritted teeth. What do you mean? What junior sister Beiji? I'm the 8th junior sister. I mean, even if I peeked at someone taking a bath, it would never be you. Stop smearing my reputation. Can you understand that explanation? The entire venue fell silent for a moment. Then, someone let out a snort, and the whole training ground erupted into a cacophony of laughter. Su Chang's face turned the color of pig liver. She struggled to crawl up from the ground and roared at me, eldest senior brother. You've gone too far. Master's sharp voice rang out from the distance. Bai Yi! You used lethal force against your fellow disciple and peeked at your 8th junior sister while she was bathing. I sentence you to 3 days of reflection at the cliff of repentance. I froze for a moment. 3 days? Just 3 days? In the book, when I, the eldest senior brother, was injured by the little junior brother, he had to kneel and apologize, and he was locked up for 3 whole months. It seems Master still hasn't given up on me. What a nightmare! The 300-pound junior sister wailed even louder. Master! How is 3 days enough? It should be at least 3 months. No. 3 years. Master didn't respond. She had already flown away, carrying the little junior brother in her arms. Junior sister slumped on the ground, crying even more heart-wrenchingly. I glanced at her, feeling a slight pang of pity. 8th junior sister, stop crying. Think about it. Doesn't Master punishing me at the cliff of repentance prove that she believed what I said? Junior sister looked up, her face a mess of tears and snot. What did you say? I said my eyes aren't blind. You. I didn't bother with her anymore and flew toward the back of the mountain. Hysterical screams echoed from behind me. Bai Yi. I, Su Beiji. No, I, Su Chang'a, will never rest until we are even. I had just arrived at the cliff of repentance. My glamorous master approached. Her skin was as smooth as cream, and she stood tall and graceful, possessing a beauty that was truly breathtaking. However, her lovely face was cold now, her eyes filled with a faint sense of resentment and sorrow. Yea, you know that you are my proudest disciple. From the very first moment I saw you, my heart was filled with joy. It wasn't because of your peerless talent, but because of your eyes. Your eyes are so clear, yet they hold a trace of melancholy. They are so captivating. That is why I have always given you the best of everything, holding you in the palm of my hand. These feelings have been hidden in my heart for many years. Crackle! Hearing these words, I felt as if my ears had been defiled. I crushed the jade stone I had been idling with directly into powder. If it weren't for the fact that my cultivation was currently inferior to hers, I would have lunged forward and struck her dead with a single palm. Master paused, then continued. But you shouldn't have peeked at your junior sister bathing, and you certainly shouldn't have severely injured your kind-hearted junior brother. Do you have any idea how long Anan was crying just now? If you still value my words, you will apologize to Anan once your confinement is over. I slowly stood up and gave a cold laugh. Master, what if I refuse to apologize? The wind died down. My master's expression froze. She likely never expected that her eldest disciple, who had always been submissive and obedient, would ever say such a thing. Yay! Her voice was still gentle, but her tone trembled slightly at the end. You're joking with me, right? I never joke. I brushed the jade dust off my hands and looked her straight in the eye. I will make myself clear today. I will not apologize for the junior brother's injuries. Nor will I admit to the junior sister's accusations. If you believe I have done wrong, Master, feel free to increase my punishment. I will not utter a single word of complaint. But apologize? Impossible. The air froze. The wind on the cliff of reflection suddenly grew fierce, making Master's white skirts snap and flutter. A few stray strands of hair danced around the corners of her mouth, lending her a sense of disheveled, tragic beauty. Master's eyes gradually grew moist, and her voice carried a faint sob. By ye, you. If you don't apologize, your master will never speak to you again. After saying those words, Master ran away crying? I stood there, completely bewildered. That was it? I thought he was going to strike me dead with a single palm. I let out a long breath, thinking to myself how close that was. After a long while, I spat in disdain. This cross-dressing powerhouse actually tried to use a honey trap on me? Luckily my Tao heart is firm, otherwise I really might have accidentally fallen for his trick. In the book, this fox demon race is born with only one tail. Though they have a lifespan of 1,000 years, their cultivation is slow. To achieve immortality, they transform into human form and fall in love with humans. Every time they consume a lover's heart, they gain an extra tail. Not only does their cultivation increase significantly, but their lifespan also increases by 1,000 years. After reaching 9 tails, if they consume one more human heart, they will step into the immortal realm and achieve the great Tao. This old fox already has 9 tails. Clearly, he has already devoured 8 human hearts. Damn it, this 1,000-year-old fox is still trying to play the pure love game with me, just because he wants me to fall in love with him and obediently offer up my heart. The moment I arrived at the cliff of reflection, my first instinct was to run away, or else I would eventually fall for Master's schemes. After thinking it over, I decided to stay. In the original book, the junior brother accidentally obtained the myriad demon immortal bead and soared from a foundation establishment waste all the way to the great ascension stage. I am currently at the tribulation transcendence stage, second only to Master. If I were to fuse with the myriad demon immortal bead, wouldn't I step directly into the immortal realm? The book did not describe the specific location of the myriad demon immortal pearl in detail. Although my junior brother was the ultimate villain in the book, he possessed immense providence. To obtain the myriad demon immortal pearl, I would have to keep a close eye on him. 3 days later, I had just returned to my cave dwelling from the cliff of reflection. Junior brother came to find me. Unexpectedly, in just 3 days, his injuries were mostly healed. It seemed Master had used quite a few miraculous pills and medicines on him. At this moment, junior brother looked radiant, his eyes filled with smugness. I gave him a casual glance and teased, "Oh, if it isn't junior brother? What wind blew you here?" Junior brother grinned. "Ha! Junior brother? Cherish this title while it lasts, eldest senior brother. In a while, you'll have to call me Grandmaster." The corner of my mouth twitched. "Oh, really? Then I must congratulate you." Junior brother froze for a moment. He seemed surprised that I didn't lose my cool as he expected. He looked at me in disbelief. "Eldest senior brother, are you not angry at all? Not even jealous?" Looking at his face, which was practically screaming "hurry up and get angry," get jealous, lose your mind. I almost couldn't hold back a laugh. Angry? I picked up my Tao Enlightenment tea and took a slow sip. Junior brother, why would I be angry? Because the person Master likes most now is me. Junior brother leaned forward, his voice rising. Do you know that Master has been accompanying me every day for the past few days? Master didn't just personally heal my injuries and guide my cultivation, she even let me move into her private courtyard. See, Master never let you stay in her courtyard, yet she let me move in. Do you know what that means? I shook my head. What does it mean? Junior brother's breath caught as he glared at me fiercely. Eldest senior brother, stop playing dumb with me. I know you're heartbroken, and I know you're jealous of me. Who in the entire sect doesn't know that Master used to care only about you? Eldest senior brother, stop trying to act tough. I know it hurts. You can't bear to lose Master, you simply can't let her go. The smugness in his eyes grew more intense. But it can't be helped. After all, when it comes to matters of the heart, you can't force these things. The one Master loves now is me. Eldest senior brother, you should just give up. Asterisk slap. Slap. Slap, asterisk. As soon as he finished speaking, he began violently slapping himself in the face. Before long, his face had swollen up high. He began to wail loudly as he bolted outside at full speed. Master, help! Save little Anan. Eldest senior brother is trying to kill me. The junior brother's mournful howls echoed across the entirety of Yushu Peak. In a few more moments, the entire Hawan sect would likely hear his screams. With a casual reach, I instantly snatched my junior brother back. I gripped his neck tightly, my eyes brimming with killing intent. Junior brother, you deliberately came here to provoke and frame me. Aren't you afraid I'll actually kill you right now? He struggled desperately to break free from my grasp, his legs kicking wildly. Eldest senior brother. His face turned a deep crimson, and his eyes bulged from their sockets. The sect forbids killing each other. You wouldn't dare. What do you think? I tightened my fingers. Seeing the palpable killing intent in my eyes, junior brother was finally seized by fear, and his body began to tremble uncontrollably. Junior brother, listen well. I won't fight you for Master, but don't you dare use those petty schemes and little tricks of yours on me. If you dare crawl in front of me to court death again, eldest senior brother won't mind obliging you. Don't you enjoy slapping faces? I'll satisfy you right now. With that, I began relentlessly slapping his fair little face. In no time, junior brother was beaten into a swollen mess. Still not satisfied, I pinned him to the ground and gave him a thorough thrashing with my fists and feet. Fists met flesh with solid thuds, and the very ground vibrated. Little junior brother's wretched screams echoed across the entire mountain peak. Big brother, I was wrong. I was really wrong. Big brother, I beg you, spare me this one time. I won't ever do it again. Right then, my beautiful master arrived with a grand procession of disciples, rushing toward us. Stop! Master's voice exploded from the distance, carrying the overwhelming pressure of the peak of the tribulation crossing stage, making the entire Yushu Peak tremble. I turned a deaf ear to it. My final punch smashed into little junior brother's shoulder socket, followed by a crisp crack. Only then did I unhurriedly withdraw my hand, stand up, and brush the dust off my clothes. Little junior brother lay curled on the ground like a puddle of mud. His face was so swollen it could rival 8th junior sisters. Bai Yi! My master, Su Luoshue, pulled little junior brother into her arms, her eyes filled with distress. She turned to look at me, her beautiful face tight with anger. How dare you? What on earth are you doing? Master. Seeing Master's arrival, little junior brother clung to her tightly and refused to let go, crying his eyes out. Master, please, you must seek justice for me. It's all my fault that eldest senior brother was sent into confinement. I only wanted to come and apologize to him, but I didn't expect him to. Master, please don't blame eldest senior brother. It's my fault. I must have done something to make him angry. If eldest senior brother still hasn't let out his anger, I just won't fight back. Hearing this, Master felt even more pity for him. Anan, you're just too kind. That's why Bai bullies you like this. The other disciples looked at me, one by one, filled with righteous indignation. Good people really do get bullied. Little junior brother Anan is so kind, he's still looking out for eldest senior brother even now. How could eldest senior brother be so heartless? Exactly. How did eldest senior brother become like this? He used to have such a good temper. Why else? Isn't it just because he's jealous that Master treats little junior brother a little bit better than him? 8th junior sister Su Chang'a squeezed her way out from the back of the crowd. Several disciples blocking the path were shoved aside by her backside. They stumbled back several steps before finally steadying themselves. Good heavens! Is his face even more swollen than mine? Master, I told you long ago that first senior brother is no good. He was caught red-handed peeping at me while I was bathing, yet he still refuses to admit it. And now he's laid such a cruel hand on little junior brother. He's clearly jealous that little junior brother is more handsome and favored than he is. If we hadn't arrived in time, what would have happened if first senior brother had beaten little junior brother to death? I grinned. Beaten to death? Why not watch a 15-second ad and respawn? Junior sister Pigsy was stunned for a moment before her fury flared even brighter. The finger she pointed at me trembled so violently it left an afterimage, even Erkan would have to bow in defeat. Master, look. Look at his attitude. He doesn't feel a shred of remorse for his actions. You old hag, I've tolerated you for long enough. Pushed past my limit, I sent her flying with a single kick. She shot through the air like a cannonball, slamming into a massive stone wall 30 meters away with a thunderous crash. The ground shook as if from an earthquake. A massive crater formed in the stone wall. Cracks spiderwebbed outward in every direction, and rubble came raining down. Su Chang'a was embedded deep in the wall, completely unconscious. You couldn't have pried her out if you tried. The entire area fell deathly silent. Everyone stood with their mouths agape, their eyes darting back and forth between me and Su Chang'a, as if trying to confirm whether what they'd just seen was a hallucination. Did first senior brother just kick junior sister 8 away? She hit so hard, will she be okay? When did first senior brother become so violent? He's suddenly so manly. I think I love it. Standing where I was, I nonchalantly brushed the dust off my pant legs. My apologies, my apologies. I didn't quite control my strength. Little junior brother's sobbing paused for a split second before becoming even louder. He buried himself deeper into Master's embrace. Master, first senior brother is so terrifying. I'm so scared. Goodanan, don't be afraid, Master is here. Master hurriedly stroked his back to soothe him, his heart aching. Then he turned his head to look at me with a deep frown, his eyes filled with profound disappointment. Bai, even if you are jealous, you cannot strike so ruthlessly. Don't think that by doing this, you can regain my attention. I am telling you, the more you act out, the further you will push me away. Can't you? Can't you learn from your junior brother Renan and save me some worry? Seeing that I still wore an expression like a dead pig unfazed by boiling water, his face darkened. This is the last time. If there is a next time, I will certainly not be lenient. Get lost to Reflection Cliff and repent. Don't come out until you've come to your senses. Master picked up my junior brother and soared into the sky. His white robes fluttered in the wind, disappearing at the edge of the sea of clouds. On Yushu Peak, only a group of disciples remained staring at each other in bewilderment, along with the 8th junior sister, who was wedged so firmly into the stone wall that she couldn't be pried out. What should we do about 8th junior sister? A female disciple asked cautiously. Wait for her to wake up on her own, another male disciple replied, looking up at Su Chang embedded in the cliffside with a subtle expression. It's not that high anyway, she won't die from it. 10 Zhang isn't high? Why don't you try falling from there? I just meant that 8th junior sister has plenty of flesh on her, so the cushioning is good. She should be fine. If 8th junior sister hears you say that, the next person she frames for peeping at her while she bathes will be you. Shoo! Keep it down, eldest senior brother is still here. Everyone's gaze turned toward me in unison. I stood my ground, sweeping an expressionless glance over them. What are you looking at? Do you want to test my fists and kicks too? The disciples all shrank their necks and scattered like a swarm of bees. However, a few female disciples still looked back every 3 steps as they left, their eyes sparkling with excitement. Eldest senior brother was so handsome today. Are you crazy? He kicked 8th junior sister flying and you still think he's handsome? He just is. Then why don't you try framing eldest senior brother for peeping at you while you bathe? See if you can get him to take responsibility. I'm not doing that. I'm not the 8th junior sister, I'm not that much of a glutton for punishment. Why does eldest senior brother call 8th junior sister Beiji? I have no idea. The voices gradually faded away. Only I remained on the martial arts field, along with Su Chang'e, who was still embedded in the stone wall. 8th junior sister, I called out. There was no reaction. Su Beiji. With a loud boom, 8th junior sister forcibly pried herself out of the wall and roared at me. Bai Yi, you and I are irreconcilable. After screaming those words, fearing I might kick her again like last time, she turned into a blur and bolted down the mountain, vanishing without a trace. I was placed in solitary confinement this time. I spent a symbolic half-month at the Cliff of Reflection before coming out. During that time, I had been solely focused on cultivation and hadn't eaten a thing. Although I had long since reached the stage of Begu, the first thing I decided to do upon my release was satisfy my appetite. As I approached the sect's kitchen, I happened to run into my little junior brother acting suspiciously. He was stealthily pouring some powder into a pot of soup. My eyes lit up as a plot point from the original book suddenly came to mind. In the original book, after several failed attempts to frame eldest senior brother, little junior brother came up with the devious plan of drugging the master with an aphrodisiac. Eldest senior brother happened to catch him in the act and exposed him on the spot. Only then was he heartlessly expelled from the sect by the master. Thinking about it now, how did little junior brother escape being struck dead by the master after committing such a grave offense? It seems that in the original book, the master had already begun viewing him as a spare tire. Once he finished drugging the soup, little junior brother summoned a chore disciple to deliver it to the master. He followed quietly behind, a look of absolute certainty in his eyes. They arrived at the master's ethereal peak. The junior apprentice brother crouched outside the master's cave, rubbing his hands in excitement. Master has been so kind to me, definitely likes me. I just don't know why we're stuck in this unspoken limbo. I'll have to use some tricks. Once the rice is cooked, even if master gets angry, they'll never blame me. The number 1 beauty in the cultivation world will finally be mine. From now on, I'll be the Grand Master of the senior apprentice brother. Let's see how cocky he can be then. A servant disciple went in and came out again. The junior apprentice brother waited another quarter of an hour before sneaking in with a lewd expression. Unexpectedly, barely a moment after he entered, his terrified voice rang out. No! Master! You're nothing like I imagined. Woo-woo! Master, I was wrong, I really was wrong. Please spare me. The master's voice was. And if I'm not mistaken, you drugged me, didn't you? Come, be good, let master take a look. No! Help! My mouth almost split to my ears. Before leaving, I thoughtfully set up a soundproof array. Enjoy it slowly, junior apprentice brother. This is all of your own doing. For the next 3 days, I didn't see hide nor hair of the master or the junior apprentice brother. On the fourth day, the junior apprentice brother stumbled to the entrance of my cave. His eyes were vacant, his hair messy, and his face wore an expression of utter despair. I lay lazily on a recliner, sipping enlightenment tea. Oh, junior apprentice brother, long time no see, how did you end up like this? What on earth happened to you? Tell me, and I'll stand up for you. He stared at me fiercely, his eyes blazing with anger. Senior apprentice brother, did you know about this all along? Why were you so close to master before, but lately you've been deliberately pushing master away? The more the junior apprentice brother spoke, the more agitated he became, until he broke down in tears. You bastard! You definitely knew. You knew, so why didn't you say something sooner? Do you have any idea what I've been through these past few days? Wah! I looked at him with a face full of confusion. Wait, what exactly am I supposed to know? Little junior brother, did master bully you? Tell your eldest senior brother, I promise I'll keep your secret. Little junior brother clenched his fists tightly, his entire body trembling. Eldest senior brother. Stop playing dumb with me. You definitely know. You definitely know that master. He couldn't go on, his lips hanging open for a long time. The remaining words were stuck in his throat, impossible to spit out. What exactly happened to master? I held my teacup, looking completely innocent. Little junior brother, the prejudice in a person's heart is a fortress. If there's something on your mind, just say it, I promise I won't laugh at you. Unless I can't hold it in. Just then, our gorgeous master walked in with an air of absolute elegance, his movements lithe and graceful. He was radiant, possessing a beauty that defied description. He shot little junior brother a reproachful look, his tone carrying a hint of playful scolding. Anan, why have you come to provoke your eldest senior brother again? Wasn't the last lesson enough? I wasn't. Little junior brother's voice was as faint as a mosquito's buzz. I was just passing by to see eldest senior brother. To see him? Master covered his mouth and chuckled. Does seeing him require crying like this? Little junior brother's face flushed a deep red as he gripped the hem of his clothes tightly. I held my teacup, remaining as still as a mountain. Master, you've come at just the right time. Little junior brother has been weeping and wailing since he got here, acting as if he suffered some great injustice. Do you know what's going on? Master's gaze instantly darkened, and his voice grew a few degrees colder. Oh? And what does Anan want to say about his teacher? No. Nothing. Little junior brother shook his head frantically, his eyes filled with panic. Disciple. I didn't want to say anything. Is that so? Master reached out a hand toward him. Come, Anan. Come to your master. I won't. Little junior brother gripped the hem of his robe even tighter. Anan, be good. I won't. Do you really want master to take a look right now? Like a startled rabbit, little junior brother jumped up on the spot and hurriedly ran over to grab the hem of master's robe. Master, I was wrong. Only then did master's expression soften. He took little junior brother by the hand and began to lead him away. That's more like it. In the future, you should have less to do with your eldest senior brother. He's a violent maniac. You're so fragile, how could you withstand his rough handling? The two of them walked further and further away. Little junior brother turned back and shot me a look filled with pure resentment. Wait, what? Why is he resenting me again? He's a lunatic. Soon, the day arrived for the young disciples to enter the St. Ruin's secret realm for their trial. The young geniuses of the entire continent would be participating. By my calculations, the timing coincided perfectly with the moment little junior brother obtained the myriad demon immortal bead in the original book. Because of my cultivation level restrictions, I was unable to enter. Instead, I lurked outside the secret realm in secret. I waited for little junior brother to emerge from the secret realm like a hunter stalking its prey. Sure enough, the secret realm trial ended a month later. Little junior brother did not rejoin the group. Instead, he stealthily slipped away from the team. The corners of my mouth curled up slightly. Just as the original book described, this kid had unexpectedly obtained the myriad demon immortal bead. He hadn't had any time to refine it within the secret realm and was now in a rush to find a place for secluded meditation. What a pity, little junior brother. You've run into me. I jumped down from the tree, transformed myself into an old man, and followed behind him at a leisurely pace. After crossing through a forest and over several high mountains, my junior brother finally stopped in front of a hidden cave. He peered around nervously, and only after confirming no one was nearby did he slip inside. I waited outside for the duration of half an incense stick. Gauging that my junior brother had relaxed his guard, I leaned on my cane and hobbled shakily toward the cave entrance. Cough, cough, cough. I coughed violently, my voice sounding aged and frail. Is anyone in there? This old man has lost his way. Might I borrow a spot to rest my feet? There was no response from the cave. I coughed several more times, even more violently than before, until my whole body was trembling. Is there anyone there at all? I just want to rest my feet. My junior brother's voice drifted out from the cave, sharp with wariness and impatience. There's no one here. Old man, you've got the wrong place. Get lost, now. No one? I feigned a moment of stunned silence, then cried out in delighted surprise. Could it be a ghost? I love ghosts. In all my years, I've only ever seen dead men. I've never seen what a real ghost looks like. Let this old man come in and have a look. When my junior brother heard the words "have a look," his face turned green. His voice shook involuntarily. Don't you dare come in. I'm just going to have a look. My junior brother gripped the myriad demon immortal pearl, refusing to let go for dear life, so I gave him a savage thrashing. Soon, his face was swollen like a pig's head, yet his hand still clutched the pearl with a death grip. Who are you? The words were squeezed through the cracks of his swollen, ruptured lips. He was sobbing hysterically. Do you even know who I am? My master will never let you get away with this. Even if you beat me to death, I won't give it to you. Then go ahead and die. I snatched the myriad demon immortal pearl, gave a cold shout, and struck a palm toward the top of his head. The wind from my palm was fierce, carrying the powerful pressure of the tribulation transcendence stage. If this strike landed solidly, my junior brother would surely die. At the critical moment, a blinding golden light suddenly erupted from my junior brother's chest. Clang! A clear, resonant chime of a bell rang out, as if coming from ancient times, solemn and majestic. Sound waves swept in all directions like a tide, causing the entire cave and the surrounding forest to tremble. A golden light barrier exploded outward from my junior brother, enveloping him. My palm slammed into the golden shield, sending tremors through my entire arm. The profound ice god suppressing bell master's natal treasure, forged at the peak of the tribulation transcendence stage. I stared at that indestructible golden barrier, my expression darkening. I hadn't expected master to actually give this thing to my junior brother. It seems it really is true love. With my current strength, it would take at least the time for an incense stick to burn to force open this defense. Master likely sensed the activation long ago and is probably already on her way. I dared not delay and could only let my junior brother off for now. With a flicker of movement, I vanished without a trace. My junior brother lay prone on the ground, wailing in grief. With a poof, he spat out a large mouthful of blood. I hate you. You damned old man, just you wait. I'll have master beat you to death. I flew 10,000 miles and found a desolate land to enter secluded cultivation. By the time I emerged, a year had already passed. I flew back to the Hahuan sect. Passing through the town at the foot of the mountain, I found dense crowds of cultivators heading toward the sect. From afar, I could hear many people beating their chests and stamping their feet in lamentation. What a sin! Su Luoshui, the #1 beauty of the cultivation world and sect leader of the Hahuan sect, is actually marrying a minor disciple? What right does that disciple have? He's only been in the sect for a year or so? How does he deserve the top beauty? So sweet. It's actually a master-disciple romance. What a divine love story. Sect leader Su must really love him, right? Why else would she marry down? Didn't they say sect leader Su favored her eldest disciple, Bai Yi? Why the sudden marriage to a new disciple? You clearly don't know the story. I heard that a year ago, Bai Yi stole a supreme treasure from that junior disciple and gravely injured him. How could sect leader Su ever favor such scum who harms his own sect? Exactly. I heard Su Luoshui has even put out a bounty of 100,000 spirit stones for Bai Yi's head. To think the sect's eldest senior brother could be so vicious. He must have been jealous of his junior brother, resentment born from a loss of favor. Hurry up, the wedding is about to begin. Concealed in the void, I listened to these discussions, my mouth twitching slightly. Back then, I had clearly disguised myself as an old man to snatch the myriad demon immortal pearl. This junior brother must have realized he could never find that old man, so he decided to dump all the filth onto me instead? The boy is truly insidious and cunning, he cannot be allowed to live. And this master of mine is quite the character as well. According to the book, she had already consumed 8 hearts previously without ever holding a wedding. Once she devours this 9th heart, she will have a chance at ascending to immortality. She just had to insist on creating this sense of ceremony. As her disciple, I must, of course, present her with a grand gift. In the book, I, the eldest senior brother, was born in a mortal village. Su Luoshui happened to pass through. Just because a few crude villagers stared at her for a moment too long, Su Luoshui flew into a bloodthirsty rage, slaughtering every soul in the village. Rivers of blood flowed that day, her methods were incredibly cruel. Just as she was about to devour the original owner of this body in a single bite, she suddenly discovered that the child before her not only possessed the 1 in 10,000 chaos spiritual root but also the world-renowned 7-aperture exquisite heart. Only then did Su Luoshui change her mind. She sealed the child's memories and took him in as her first disciple. He was nothing more than a medicinal ingredient for her immortality. The Hahuan sect was brilliantly illuminated, teeming with crowds and bustling with excitement. The master of ceremonies stood in the center of the great hall and shouted, "The auspicious hour has arrived." The entire venue fell silent. First bow to heaven and earth. The master and junior brother turned around, faced the hall entrance, and bowed together. Second bow to the high hall. Spouses bow to one another. Facing each other, the master and junior brother slowly bent their waists. Just as junior brother was about to complete the bow, a white figure descended from the sky and landed at the entrance of the main hall. "Junior brother, you cannot marry him." The hall erupted in an uproar. "Bai Yi? It's Bai Yi. Isn't he a wanted man? Why is he here? How does he even dare to show up? What did he just say? You cannot marry him? Is he here to crash the wedding and snatch the bride? Snatch who? The master? Or junior brother? Are you out of your mind? Of course it's for the master. It could be for junior brother too. Don't be so narrow-minded about gender, okay? That makes sense." Seeing me, 8th junior sister looked as if she were facing the murderer of her father. Her expression turned hideous as she roared at me. "Big senior brother, you severely injured junior brother and stole his ultimate treasure. And now you want to ruin junior brother's wedding to master? How can you be so vicious?" At that moment, my aura shifted. A vast momentum radiated from within me, as a powerful force surged and vibrated throughout the entire sect. It caused everyone present to feel a sense of palpitation and suffocation. With a slap delivered through the air, I sent 8th junior sister flying. "You damn hag, didn't I tell you? I've tolerated you for long enough. Eighth junior sister shot toward the side hall like a heavy cannonball. There was a thunderous crash. The side hall collapsed violently, reduced to a pile of rubble. Dust filled the sky as debris flew in all directions. Several guests who couldn't dodge in time were caught in the aftermath. They crawled out from the ruins in a sorry state, coughing and screaming as they ran for cover. The entire audience was shell-shocked. Every single person stood there wide-eyed and speechless. The master bit her lip tightly, looking at me with eyes brimming with tears. Enough! Yay, you severely injured your junior brother, stole his treasure, and now you're making a scene at our wedding. Aren't you just jealous? Just how long do you intend to keep this up? Yay, the one who isn't loved is the true interloper. Just give up. If you insist on being stubborn because of your deep love for me, I can agree to grant you the status of a concubine. He then looked at junior brother with eyes full of deep affection. Enon, you are so magnanimous, surely you won't mind, right? Junior brother's expression froze completely. His eyes were filled with nothing but bewilderment. Ma! Master, his voice was trembling. What did you say? I said, your senior brother has followed me for so many years, even if he hasn't made great contributions, his hard work counts for something, doesn't it? Since he loves me so deeply, I shouldn't be too heartless. Giving him the status of a concubine can be considered a way to honor the bond of our years as master and disciple. Concubine? Yes. Master nodded, then turned to look at me affectionately, his eyes shimmering. Yay, what do you think? Everyone was dumbfounded by Master's words. Where am I? Who am I? What did I just hear? My mouth twitched. I knew exactly what Master was planning. Looking at junior brother's dazed eyes, he must have agreed to this wedding reluctantly, having been coerced into it. Master also knew that junior brother's love wasn't enough, and his aptitude and cultivation were too poor. Consuming junior brother's heart might not be enough for him to ascend to immortality. But if he could consume both junior brother's heart and mine at the same time, it would be foolproof. The reason he issued a bounty of 100,000 spirit stones for me was simply to track me down. Holding my sword, I glanced at junior brother, my body radiating killing intent. Junior brother, you know full well that Master is a man. Are you truly marrying him of your own free will? Junior brother's face turned deathly pale in an instant. The entire crowd was once again left dumbfounded. Every gaze focused simultaneously on their master, who looked like an immortal fairy descended to the mortal realm, their eyes filled with utter disbelief. What? Su Luoxue is a man? Impossible. How could Master be a man? Master is clearly the #1 beauty in the cultivation world. The dream lover of countless cultivators. Heavens! What is happening? If this is true, it's far too explosive. But eldest senior brother said it. He never lies. He doesn't lie? He just slapped 8th junior sister flying. What does slapping 8th junior sister have to do with whether he lies or not? The entire venue erupted into a frenzy. Master had already reached the final critical juncture. Seeing me expose his secret, he wasn't even angry. Instead, he looked at me with a beaming smile, even carrying a hint of a coquettish tone. Yay, I told you, don't be so rigid about gender. The crowd broke into an uproar once more. My God! Sect leader Su actually admitted it? What do you mean, don't be so rigid about gender? Is this even a matter of being rigid? I've had a crush on him for over 100 years, and he's actually a man? What is this? Someone tell me, what on earth is this? No! Junior brother stood there, looking weak and frail, his voice trembling with a sob. Eldest senior brother, I've come to terms with it. I can't escape Master's palm anyway. Why don't you just agree to Master? That way, you can help share the burden with me. Woo-woo. I really can't handle this on my own. I stared at him with a faint, mocking smile. Junior brother, but Master isn't even human. He is a monster, a nine-tailed fox. Do you really not mind that either? Master's exquisitely beautiful face instantly turned to ice, and killing intent surged from him like a tidal wave. The temperature of the entire area plummeted, as if the very space itself had frozen. Master had reached the most critical moment. Since he had been exposed, he simply stopped pretending and said with a hollow smile, "Bai Yi, don't be so rigid about species either." Boom! These words were like a heavy bombshell, directly blowing the minds of everyone present. What? Su Luoshui isn't just a man, but also of the demon race? Humans and demons are irreconcilable. The sect master of the Hahuan sect is actually a nine-tailed fox demon? It's said that the Fox clan is born with only one tail. They only grow another tail after eating the heart of the one they love, and their cultivation surges along with it. Once they have 9 tails, they have a chance to become immortal. If Su Luoshui is a nine-tailed fox, doesn't that mean he has already eaten 8 hearts? Heavens! Once a nine-tailed fox becomes immortal, it will be a catastrophe for us humans. The entire venue erupted instantly, panic spreading like a plague. The nine-tailed fox is about to become an immortal. Aren't we all just food on his plate? Run! It'll be too late if we don't. Run where? He's at the peak of the tribulation stage, can we even escape? Then what? Just wait for death? The master stood upon the high hall, his bright red wedding robes like a blazing fire. His phoenix eyes had completely transformed into eerie, vertical slits. The junior brother was held tightly in his embrace, unable to move. The master's slender fingertips pressed against the junior brother's chest. "Anan, you have followed master for so long. Are you willing to offer up your heart?" The master's voice was very soft. His fingertips had already pierced through the fabric on the junior brother's chest, a cold sensation seeped through the skin, reaching straight for the heart. The junior brother's body froze, fear crawling up his back like a venomous snake. "Mas! Master! You're joking. Right? You said your feelings for your disciple were sincere. Were you just deceiving me?" "They were sincere." The master nodded, his tone gentle. "It is precisely because they were sincere that master wants to eat your heart. Don't you know? Among the Fox clan, eating the heart of one's lover is the highest form of love. This way, we can be together forever." The junior brother was scared out of his wits. He looked up at me, his whole body trembling. "Senior brother, help! Please, save me. I'll never dare to frame you again. Senior brother, I was wrong. I really know I was wrong. No." Master frowned, his slender hand already piercing junior brother's chest. A bright red heart was pulled out alive. Drenched in blood, it continued to throb. Thump! Thump! Then, with a tilt of his head, he swallowed it in a single gulp. The crowd erupted in screams instantly, the cultivators were struck with terror, fleeing in a frenzy. Junior brother's body went limp, sliding silently onto the red carpet. His eyes remained wide, filled with extreme agony and horror. Master's spiritual power exploded as he suddenly transformed into a nine-tailed fox demon as massive as a mountain. Its aura surged relentlessly, exerting a crushing pressure. His cultivation level finally settled at the middle stage of the Great Enlightenment realm. The nine-tailed fox radiated a sacred and inviolable majesty. Its 9 tails moved with lithe grace, each flick causing the void to ripple and distort. 2 massive vertical pupils held a cold indifference that looked down upon all living beings. He roared at me. "Bai Yi, you've exposed my secrets. Now everyone knows I am a nine-tailed fox, are you satisfied? Once I consume your heart, I will surely ascend to immortality. Today, you will undoubtedly die." The cultivators fled in panic. "It's over, it's all over. It really is the legendary nine-tailed fox. Heaven wishes to destroy the human race. The fox demon has set its sights on Bai Yi, he's finished. I stood before the mountain-sized behemoth, as small as an ant. But as I fully activated the myriad demon immortal pearl, the spiritual energy throughout my body surged wildly. I seemed to grow tall in an instant, like a giant looking down upon the heavens and earth. My aura even surpassed that of the mountain-like fox. The nine-tailed fox suddenly felt a jolt of terror. The power of bloodline suppression swept over it like a tidal wave. It even sensed the breath of death, its eyes filled with disbelief. Ah! Impossible! Damn it! How can there be a feeling of bloodline suppression? Bai Yi, what kind of sorcery are you using? Die! You lowly ant! Struggling in its final moments, it roared and lunged toward me. My figure vanished abruptly, and when I reappeared, I was already behind the nine-tailed demon fox, gripping one of its massive tails firmly in my hand. A scene that left everyone's jaws dropping unfolded. I swung the mountain-sized nine-tailed demon fox into the air with sheer brute force. Ah! Bai Yi, you damned ant! To hell with you, you freakish demon! Asterisk boom! 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 Asterisk with every swing, a palace was smashed into ruins. In an instant, the mountains and grounds of the Hawan sect shook and split apart. Boulders the size of houses flew through the air as the entire mountain collapsed, a scene of immense visual impact. Heavens! Run for your lives! This is too violent. Is Bai Yi even human? Incredible! This guy is more of a monster than the actual demon beast. It's like an ant swinging a giant elephant around. Ha, now this is a real man. So wild, so violent, I love it. The nine-tailed demon fox was driven mad. It roared and struggled frantically, its mouth spitting out orb after orb of energy, each as large as a moon and infused with terrifying demonic power. Asterisk boom. Boom. Boom! Asterisk these world-destroying energy orbs bombarded the surrounding mountains. Countless massive peaks shattered, cleaved in half one after another. Rocks pierced the sky and the earth quaked, it was like the end of the world. Asterisk boom. Asterisk another peak was reduced to dust by the fox's energy orb. I swung its mountain-like body around as I turned, slamming it violently into the ruins. Debris splattered and dust filled the sky. The nine-tailed demon fox's agonizing screams echoed between heaven and earth, forcing cultivators within 1,000 miles to cover their ears. Bai Yi! You damned ant! Unhand me! Finally, on the brink of death, the nine-tailed demon fox began to beg desperately for mercy. Bai Yi, Master was wrong. Please, I beg you, let Master go. It was all Master's fault. Spare Master's life. I can be your pet, your slave, okay? Please. Please have mercy on me, Master. Hearing its forced, high-pitched maiden voice, my stomach churned, and I nearly threw up. You fucking pervert. Do you really think you're Sudaji, the fox who ruins nations and plagues the people? You don't realize you're wrong, you realize you're about to die. I hoisted the mountain-sized giant demon fox above my head and let out a great roar. Lightning, come! In an instant, the starlit sky was covered by thick, dark clouds. 100,000 silver dragons roared and howled. The heavenly tribulation had already taken form. After a month of secluded cultivation, I had long since reached the peak of the great perfection stage, ready to face the heavenly tribulation and attain the great Tao at any moment. The reason I chose to undergo the tribulation now was to use this demon fox as a shield against this world-destroying lightning. To increase my chances of success. As soon as the words left my mouth, 100,000 bolts of the tribulation poured down, striking the nine-tailed fox with full force. No! The nine-tailed fox's eyes bulged with terror as it let out a desperate roar. The cultivators who were fleeing all came to a halt. They turned back to look at the sky engulfed by a sea of lightning. Everyone was stunned. The disciples of the Joyous Union sect were even more dumbfounded. Eldest senior brother? He actually summoned the heavenly tribulation? Heavens, is that Is that the heavenly tribulation? The great perfection peak tribulation? Is Bai Yi about to transcend and become an immortal? An immortal. No one has ascended for 7,000 years. Witnessing an immortal attain the Tao today, it's worth dying for. If Bai Yi succeeds in his ascension today, he will surely go down in history. Ha, I actually get to see an immortal's tribulation. I'm going back to tell my descendants and pass this scene down for generations. The cultivators who had retreated to safety fell to their knees, bowing to me with devotion. Look! The quasi-immortal Bai Yi is actually using the nine-tailed fox as a shield. This is just too brilliant. Bai Yi! You treacherous, master-betraying wretch. The nine-tailed demon fox's maiden voice vanished, replaced by a coarse, rasping croak like a broken gong. You actually used your master to block the heavenly tribulation? The 100,000 lightning strikes had already submerged the nine-tailed demon fox. The bolts hitting me were not even a 10,000th of the total. No! The nine-tailed demon fox's massive body gradually became transparent, finally transforming into countless specks of light and vanishing completely into thin air. In the night sky, the thunderclouds had scattered, leaving only a scattering of stars. I had successfully transcended the tribulation and stepped into the immortal realm. I could ascend to the upper realm at any moment. Behind me, the Hawan sect had turned into a field of ruins, resembling a giant tomb. To my surprise, the 300-pound 8th junior sister actually wasn't dead yet. She crawled out from the ruins with difficulty, her fingers pinched in an orchid gesture as she looked at me resentfully. Eldest senior brother, why didn't you say earlier that you were going to undergo tribulation and become an immortal? You have successfully caught my attention. I know that eldest senior brother is only this violent toward me and no one else. You must have been in love with your junior sister for a long time. Otherwise, you wouldn't have peeked at me bathing. Considering that eldest senior brother is now an immortal, this celestial maiden will reluctantly give you a chance to pursue me. But don't go getting arrogant just because you're favored. The corner of my mouth twitched. I rushed over and gave her a savage thrashing. Junior sister Beiji, did I not tell you that I've been putting up with you for a long time? 8th junior sister was still shrieking strangely. Ah! Eldest senior brother is so violent, I love it so much.